I know that kulikuwa na a launch on the 27th this past Friday. Sijui ilikuwa wapi. The talk of town, one is the excitement that Fenty may launch in a number of countries in Africa, Kenya being one of them. And I believe and I know that Kenya will always be one of those countries whenever kuna foreign products and brands who want to launch and open spaces. Here, I know Kenya will always be one of those. For some reason, tuko fucked up, but not as fucked up as other spaces. Hi, Babu, karibu sana. So, kuna hiyo perspective ya, Fenty imefika Kenya. Na vile nimesema, siko equipped for this conversation. So, nitakutegemea. Iwapo uko na any thoughts regarding any aspect of history ya Fenty, irushe tu kwa comment section. Irushe tu. That is one. The other one ni still linked to the fact that Fenty na launch, the opportunity that ina present. Opportunity ya watu kutumia products za Fenty. Obviously that means money going back to Fenty, obviously. But the opportunity ya watu to experience Fenty na also the opportunity ya now when it comes to level ya watu ku earn income here via whatever channels and possibilities in the people who will work with them. Kama ni employment from a staff level, or this is me making projections na guesses rather. You see what the exact relationship and situation is, or other employment still opportunities, but ikija kwa level ya partnerships, brand partnerships, personal brand partnerships ama kampuni kubwa in general na kuwork na personalities, nikisema brand, personal brand partnerships and such collaborations. Then this also now means kuna watu fulani waliotafutwa kwenda kwa the launch yenye ili happen on Friday. So hapa ndio watu wenye wanaojulikana kama influencers wanapata hela zao ama wanatafutwa kufanya hii shughuli. So hiyo aspect ili bring in another part of this conversation, story ya watu kukanjwa na influencers kukanjwa or lack thereof. So kuna hizo aspects nimetaja. Kisha the other one ni sasa story ya where I want Kafura to tell us things, ni story ya fashion. We're just talking about the attires, the attires watu wakizusha kuhusu fashion, na Kafura nakuanga huge on easy galas and red carpet events. So hapa ni yeye anaweza tu steer vizuri sana. Kafura, hizo comments zikuje before you go and sleep. If you are even still awake, unaweza kuwa umelala on this live session as has happened before with our brother who was here na akatoka K9. So nikaliona anaweza kuget sleepy akajiambia sitaki kile ilirika a while back happen tena. So Kafura, feel free. Also vile nimesema Hazel, Babu, DMB, feel free kurusha any sentiments. Hapo kwa fashion pia ndio tunaweza gusia kidogo. This is where Sanaa kwa Sanaa now becomes a podcast, and we are just talking about vitu zina happen in showbiz and such conversations. And I wasn't even to have this, just came up nasema okay, it's happening, tunaweza igusia anyway. And then kuna a thread niliona someone breaking down hizo outfits akishare sentiments zake kuzihusu na what could have been done better, what worked, what did not work. I saw that earlier pale Twitter. So kuna maoni kwa wingi. I will hereby wait for your comment kuihusu, nisome na tusonge. Sina anything else kuadisia apart from another post that I saw earlier. So I saw this a few hours ago, and then after this tunaweza endelea. As I've stated, kama kuna maoni regarding any of the aspects that nimetaja, from story ya the personal brand and those partnerships and opportunities, employment from the staff perspective, or again now corporate partnerships with Fenty, kama ni the event itself, kama ni the fashion, vile tu una feel free, or what this even means, if it means anything. Rusha comments. So in the post niliona earlier, nikasema I will read this tukihave a conversation, and it's on Facebook from our very own Babu. Niaja Babu, and possibly this is their contribution to a conversation. Nasikia mtoe analia huko nje. That's the price you pay for having children. At midnight, they will remind you of their existence. At the same time, you have to get the bag for them. So, in this post ya Babu inaguzia a number of elements ya haya mazungumzo. Babu anasema, and I suspected you was going to do this. Babu, wewe ni intellectual bana, lazima tusome kazi za intellectual na academics hapa. Tumesample DJ Lapose ama Lapose, I'm saying it because hujua jina lake linakuwa pronounced earlier, na yeye kuongelea story ya Sauti Sol na mbona Azimio inafaa kuwa Kanja. Sasa pia tuko na Babu mwenyewe na post yake. So Babu, if this makes you uncomfortable, the door is open. We leave the door open. Here we follow the beautiful philosophy of Silk Sonic, and we leave the door open always. So Babu anasema, I have been avoiding analysis on anything. Still, this Fenty launch got me rethinking. I will talk about it as a creative who earns their living from artistry. The one thing you learn so fast as an artist is branding. Branding is about your beliefs, hopes, work ethics, and even just how you move around the world. Branding is why we have different types of artists and arts. It is why you love some type of artists or of arts and not others. You felt that you aligned, and in some instances you don't. It is even why artists say yes or no to some opportunities or deals. So for those Babu wants to sue me. Haya, saa hii imekuwa story ya Sauti Sol eh? Babu ananisuj because nimetumia nini yake, natumia their intellectual property. I am using the intellectual property. I also saw another post from Babu earlier. Acha kwanza nitafute hapa, nitumie to my advantage. Si party Babu kona bahati sana, but it had to do with intellectual. Oh, I think it was on Twitter, not on Facebook. Ini from Facebook. Lucky you. Niaje Edna, karibu Sara. Natumia IP ya Babu hapa. So nilikuwa nasema kama huku kwa live ya The Bambies earlier walikuwa na share experiences za being part of a particular event, and so kulikuwa na historia au kutotaka kuenda kwa hiyo space walikuwa and working with those people again. So this is a reflection of the same, and it relates completely. Akisema it is even why artists say yes or no to some opportunities and or deals. So Edna, for today, quickly, one, tumeongelea story ya Sauti Sol na IP. Story yao na Azimio, tumerefer to a video online kuihusu na comments za Kenya. Then sasa tunaongelea story ya Fenty, alafu nangoja these knowledgeable people to help me through this. That's why I have to steal information. I have to steal intellectual property from Facebook. Ndo ni appear smart angalau. It's always about putting on a guise, and you have to wear and perform an identity as you maneuver through the world. Then the other thing ningedai tugusie ni after Fenty ni The Alchemist na Sheikh Mufasa, then we shall be done. So hayo ndio maudhui ya leo. Iwapo una mawazo yoyote kuhusu any of this, rusha hapo kwenye comment section kama kawaida. Brand is what artists are held accountable to. It is how we say your politics. That is just a brand. Now, on the Fenty launch, first, Fenty doesn't pay influencers. I am told the Kenyan PR firm pocketed the cash here. So I saw an interaction kwa comment section. Mtu akisema they pay before and after, lakini juu mafala wa imta walikula mkwanja. Kama kawaida. Tumesema hapa hivi tukiongelea relationship kati ya wasanii na wanasiasa, kama ni Juliani na Jubilee, as K9 ametuambia, siko sure just the story, or the Chris Kaigers or the whoever's. The bag is the manifesto, and the manifesto is the bag. You always put the bag first, in front and before your life. The focus remains to be and will forever be the bag. Whether you are alive or dead, you have to be searching for the bag on your way to your deathbed. It would also be you're searching for the bag on your way to the kind of life you need. That is exactly why you have to always and constantly put the bag ahead of everything else. Thank you. Amen. Amen. They are the platform's space. It is how billion-dollar businesses are run. Exploitation of labor. So do your math. They are completely on brand. You can fight them and call them out like so many people have done, or decide to play the game. If you show up to that thing, we all assumed you joined the game. Second, I most probably imeandikwa ka an academic paper. First, second, points zimepangwa kwa different paragraphs. Academics, intellectuals. Second, I most probably also Edna fully identifies and relates to Surya being scholars, seeing that she just graduated na alimaliza a paper a few weeks back that she needed help with from mtuka mimi na our dear friend Furaha wa Music Junkie. Lakini mimi I cannot help because mimi si intellectual. As I've said, I just pretend and I have to put on a veil. You have to wear an identity, etc, etc. It is completely not me. I am performing for sure. Second, I most probably could not have dressed better. Neither could I. I can never. I think if I get to that point where naezaitwa kwa such shows, I will just be declining because siwezi to your stress and to that mile. I don't even have shoes to walk that mile. I have no tuxedos, gowns, or accessories, and if I could have shown up, I would have brought dyke realness. Please. Dressing up and showing up looking dapper than the dappest is part of branding. As an artist, you can't suck and tell people you weren't paid or was paid less. People only see you. Doing a bad job is betraying your own identity. You are betraying yourself. Also, Rihanna is considered a fashion icon. And so whether you are aware of it or not, she is the bar. And when you show up for her event, your makeup, clothes, shoes, accessories, photos, and documentation of the event is Rihanna level, whether there was money for it or not. You could have said no, that space doesn't align with my brand. This is very acceptable. There may be repercussions, but if you decide to pander and secure your future influencer bag, the bag, remember the bag. Pander the hell up. Pander like you're the best panderer to ever pander. You can cue designer song Panda here if you feel like. Go there for yourself. Hire the best everything. Influencing is a make-believe game. Play it well. Consumerism is a capitalist thing. If you indulge, look like you do. Couture this shit up. Because now most influencers have just compromised their brands for nothing. You aren't paid, you used the little money you had, and now you have to do a fresh photo shoot to remind everyone that you are dope. Nikisemanga tuko na intellectuals hapa, naona Edna akicheka akisema performing kitu gani. I really mean it. As we said a few weeks back, tukidiscuss Kendrick Lamar and Ngoma Ka The Heart Part 5, Ngoma Ka Auntie Diaries, or as Babo would call it, Auntie's Diaries. Na tukisema peers of Kendrick Lamar could never do such songs, write such songs, create such music and such art, such intellectualism. I could never. Not at all.